2 weeks ago, we explored allegations of illegal activity by New Zealand's Security Intelligence Service and the service's possible connection with the military regime in Fiji. New Zealand First Leader Winston Peters has kicked this issue to life by asking a series of parliamentary questions that so far have extracted little from the government. Peters wanted to know why a Fijian army commander was able to text a former Fijian cabinet minister in Auckland with a warning that he was going to be raided at the exact time the raid was taking place. He wanted to know why the SIS agents involved in the raid did not produce proper identification, why they did not show the former cabinet minister a warrant before searching his house and uplifting a computer that he'd been using for examination, and also why their actions were known to that army commander back in Fiji. We also spoke to the former cabinet minister himself, Rajesh Singh, who told us that he'd made a formal complaint about his treatment to the Ombudsman and arranged to have it passed on to the Inspector General of Security Appeals. Well, since then, the Prime Minister said that he's been advised by the Inspector General that no complaint had been received, and that, said the Prime Minister, probably speaks volumes about the matter. So what's been going on? To find out, we asked the former Cabinet Minister, Rajesh Singh, to come back into our studio to face some more questions. Rajesh Singh, thank you for joining us again. Tell me, to start off with, why has the Prime Minister virtually denied that you made a complaint to the Inspector General of Security Appeals?
Thank you, David. I think so the PM is misleading the nation and also evading the truth.
Yes, but
I've received about 5 letters in the course of just few weeks from the Deputy Ombudsman and one from the Inspector General himself.
So you've had an acknowledgement from the Inspector General.
Yeah.
But tell me why, I mean, it's taken a long time to get to the Inspector General. What's the date on that letter?
It's 23rd September 2013.
The 23rd of September.
Yeah.
Why has it taken him so long to respond to you? Has he only just got your letter?
Yes, I think so he just got the letter because the Ombudsman said that he did draft a letter that was supposed to be going to the Inspector General back on the 24th of 2012, but it didn't go. It was an oversight by his staff. That's what the Ombudsman is saying.
When did you discover that?
Well, when I started querying with the Ombudsman what happened to my complaint, because when I saw that on the Parliament TV that the Prime Minister has denied that I didn't send any complaint to the Inspector General, so then I started calling in the Ombudsman and started asking him questions.
All right. Well,
then he admitted, and
you've actually given me a letter
copy
from
of the
him,
letters, yes,
to say that he has now spoken to the Inspector General,
yep.
That he sent him a copy of the letter,
Yep.
and that he's also forwarded material to the Commissioner of Police Inquiries.
Yes.
Of Police Inquiries. So they're in both official hands, and you've got the proof of that.
Yes.
Tell me, the Prime Minister told Winston Peters on the 17th of September that he knows a great deal more about your case than Winston Peters. And Mr. Peters is wrong when he claims the SIS acted illegally when they interrogated you and searched your house. Now, is Mr. Peters wrong?
No, I think so Mr. Peters is right, because he's a lawyer by profession, and the Prime Minister is not a lawyer. And also, I think so the Prime Minister should understand that you cannot do an illegal spy on New Zealand permanent resident or citizen. So they were doing an illegal spy on me and all these things, so all those things were illegal. But then the other thing is, they have the authority, the SIS, the independent authority, they should be the one who should be making the decision, not the Prime Minister.
Mm-hmm. No, well, I don't know that the Prime Minister is accepting that he made any decision relevant to it at all at this point, or that he's even been asked whether he did. But what I'd like to ask you is, what do you consider were the illegal things that the SIS did?
First thing was, they shouldn't have, like I said, shouldn't have spied on a New Zealand permanent resident, which I am a resident since 2005 February. Second thing was their failure to give me a copy of the search warrant. Right? The third thing was the breach of a privacy, and they confiscated my daughter's laptop. Mm-hmm. She's over 18. And the other one was interference with my mobile messages, when they took the thing, when it came back, there were some messages that were coming when they were talking to me from Colonel Tukutonga. So when they returned the phone, those messages were deleted, right? And then the funny thing was, when they were talking to me, how come the military, Tukutonga knew what was happening, and he was texting me that there will be a raid. Right?
So he was texting you as the raid took place to tell you that you were going to be raided. And, and what did you respond to that?
I said, I'm already raided.
You're already raided.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing was, David, was John Key claimed that they had credible evidence. If they had credible evidence, so-called plot to kill Bani Marama, then why they didn't lay charges on me or any other people that they were investigated or were raided, the Fijian community?
Did you tell the SIS officers and the two policemen who subsequently joined them that you thought that they were acting illegally? Did you actually say that to them?
No, I don't think so.
Why didn't you do that?
Honestly speaking, because I didn't have that knowledge that you couldn't spy on New Zealand resident and all those kind of things. If I knew all that, I would have told them off.
Well, you know, in a way, they could say that, well, we weren't spying on you. We came and we knocked on your door and we were invited in and we told you that we had a message to convey to you and asked you some questions. It was all pretty straightforward, but nothing covert about that, was there?
Well, like what John Key was saying, that they had credible evidence and they raided few Fijian community. How come they just came to my house, then went to another house and few other houses? So, I mean, I don't think so they can just go and raid on so many houses at once unless they were doing some illegal activity. They must be spying or they must be tapping phones and all this kind of thing. But the thing is, I didn't have anything to hide. And I told them straight, I have nothing to hide. And when they told me that, it was like shock to me when they told me that, do you know that Mr. Fullman and Mara were planning to assassinate Bani Marama? I said, sorry, we never talked about it. I don't know, have any knowledge of that. And if you have any question about that, you are in the wrong place or you are talking to the wrong person. You shouldn't go and question Mara and Tony Fullman.
Tell me, the Prime Minister has given Parliament certainly the impression, at least, that you have not complained to the Inspector General of Security Appeals. That is on the parliamentary record, and that's where matters stand now. What are you going to do about the fact that you now have confirmation that your complaint has been received and it is in the hands of the Inspector General to ensure that Parliament is properly informed?
I think that the Prime Minister, first of all, should apologise, to the Parliament and to me. And in his statement, like the letters from the Ombudsman's office, are contradicting each other. So officially, I take the letter to be the true account of the fact. John Key should get the facts right.
Right. It's taken a matter of months for the complaint to go from the Ombudsman to the Inspector General of Security Appeals. Has either the Inspector General or the Commissioner of Police Inquiries actually been in contact with you?
Yes, the Inspector General is in touch with me in this letter.
And what is he saying to you?
Oh, he just says, your letter dated 19 July and 24 July 2012 to the Ombudsman have been referred by the letter dated 19 September 2013 to myself. Given the delay involved in the controversy which was developed over this matter, I think it's best to obtain a written verification that you still wish to proceed. Please write.
What did you think?
Please write in confirming.
Write and confirm.
Yes.
Yes. And I note that a telephone call, fax, or email will not do. Now, what did you do when you got that?
Honestly, I was laughing.
Have you actually complied? Have you written him a letter to say, yes, I'm still interested in, most certainly, I've been waiting a long time. Please deal with my complaint. Signed yours faithfully, etc. Rajesh Singh.
Yes, I wanted to do it yesterday by email, but then I said, okay, let's wait. What we'll do in due course, and definitely within this week, he will get that letter. Like he says, he wanted a written letter confirming all those, and I will post it to him. And I will do a registered post, and I'll also email him.
Have you had any more encounters with the Security Intelligence Service since we last spoke?
No, not at all.
Can you tell me if anything's happened to Colonel Tiko Itonga since he made that last contact with you during the raid to tell you that you were going to be raided?
Well, we had other conversation after that, heaps of conversation we had, like talking about rugby and families and other constitutional things. That what Yas guy, I remember when New Zealand government, when they came and raided, they told me that they will be funding that Yas guy constitutional process. And so we were talking about all that. Then you know what happened? They banned that Yas guy report, so that waste of taxpayers' money, of New Zealand taxpayers' money. But after that, me and Dikutong were talking about rugby and other stuff, about constitution. And he said that they wanted to invite me to be part of that constitutional process.
Oh,
yes, to be part of the team with Yas guy.
And have you accepted that
No.
kind invitation?
No,
okay.
no. I was not invited. I said I have.
Have you asked him to tell you precisely how he knew what was going on in New Zealand while it was immediately taking place?
Well, if you really look at his text messages, it was already confirmed, like he confirmed it, that the Mary McKelly, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, was meeting his counterpart Ratu Inukokumombola in Fiji.
Yes.
So that one, and then he had other texts. One text went from here, and then he forwarded me that text that he was liaising with the intelligence. Then he said those reports will be given to the New Zealand authorities.
He said he was liaising with the New Zealand intelligence agencies.
Yes.
Okay. How do you account yourself for the Colonel's knowledge about the intentions of the New Zealand Security Intelligence Service? How do you see that?
Well, I think so. They were working together. If you really look at it, the New Zealand security forces, the intelligence agency, and the police, and the army and Fiji police were all working together with the ministers even. I think so. Macaulay and Dikotonga and even might be John Key and Frank Bainimarama all must have been working together to silence us because we are the freedom movement people, that we were fighting for justice.
But it's not as if it's a big deal here. What is there a possible, what possible gain is there from having a raid on your premises, a situation in which you are able to complain that an illegal act has taken place? I mean, what possible upside is there in that from the New Zealand perspective?
Well, I think so. The New Zealand government was trying to find sympathy towards them from the Fiji regime. Because remember, he just shut the doors on New Zealand and Australia. And even now, I was just reading in the media report after saying all this, that the New Zealand government, Mary McKelly, made a statement that they're supporting this constitutional process and all that. And Frank said it straight that he's not interested unless they come with a genuine proposal, then they will move.
And come to his office, presumably.
Exactly.
Do they have to bow on the way in or the way out?
Seems like that's what he wants. That's what he did to Father Ba.
Rajesh Singh, thank you very much. Former Fijian Minister of Sport and Recreation, Rajesh Singh, now a New Zealand resident and a founder of the Fijian Democracy and Freedom Movement. Well, we're going to keep asking questions about this story, so I hope you'll join us same time next week on the Beatson interview. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.